Welcome back to our channel, ladies and gentlemen. I want to believe that this video finds you well from wherever you are watching us, and I also want to take this opportunity to thank you for your unwavering support to our channel. The truth is, the channel is growing courtesy of your support. Now, the NDC, the Jubilee NDC that was planned to take place has finally kicked off, despite threats from Kanini, Kega and Sabina Chege group that they would not allow this meeting to take place. Kenyans had expected fireworks because Kanini, Kega looked like a group that wanted to cause chaos. And in fact, we thought that they would use the police to frustrate and intimidate Uhuru Kenyatta as he presides over, I think, the first National Delegates Conference. This is after Uhuru had been denied an opportunity to host this forum in Bomas. The owners of the Bomas had said that there was some kind of renovation that were taking place. Despite all these hiccups, they got a venue in Ngong Racecourse, and that is where that meeting is taking place, and I can assure you it has started with fireworks. There are two camps in the UDA, and they got divided opinions on the ongoing National Delegates Conference. There is this camp led by DP Rigathi Gachagua that does not want to hear anything about the Jubilee Party. It is common knowledge now that it is Rigathi Gachagua who wants to frustrate Uhuru Kenyatta because he believes that Uhuru still remains the only thorn in the flesh, the only hurdle in his way to become the ultimate Mount Kenya kingpin. And so he has been doing everything within his reach to ensure that he reduces Uhuru Kenyatta to ashes. This is why he's got issues with Mama Ngina. He's got issues to do with the family of Kenyatta concerning land and Mau Mau and everything, because he wants to frustrate his way into becoming the Mount Kenya leader. But this is proving to be a very hard task. It's not a walk in the park. And there is another group within the same UDA party that is a bit flexible. They don't want, this kind of frustrations against Uhuru Kenyatta. And this is why Kanini, Kega, hoping that they would get the full support of William Ruto to frustrate and to avert this meeting that had been planned. They had announced earlier that this was not going to take place. But seems like this camp led by William Ruto has played Kanini, Kega at the group. Because earlier today, the Nairobi police boss Adamson Bungei had cleared the air and had assured the Uhuru group that there was going to be enough security in Ngong Racecourse and that no one would attempt to disrupt the planned National Delegates Conference. And when I read this, I thought someone has really played them. In kwa ile lugha ya kawaida tunasema wamechezwa. That is what they always say, because they had banked on the mere fact that police will be used to disrupt this, the same way they did the other day when they were in Kileleshwa party headquarters. I've got a feeling that William Ruto might have called Adamson Bungei and instructed him to give enough security, to offer enough fortress in that very occasion, because Raila Amolo Odinga is going to attend. And if you've seen what is happening of late, Ruto and Raila are somehow warming up to some cordial relationships. And it seems that Ruto did not want a situation where we have a former prime minister and an immediate former president in an event, and then they are being distracted by tear gas and all that. He's refused to cause chaos, and I believe that Kanini, Kega has really been disappointed because this was not their wish. They did not want this meeting to take place. William Ruto seems to be pitting Rigathi Gachagua against his own siblings. And many a times I have said that while William Ruto is embracing his perceived enemies in the Rift Valley, a good example is the KANU party leader Gideon Moi. Rigathi Gachagua on the other side is busy rocking the boat. He is busy fighting everybody, from the Kenyatta family to everyone who would stand on his way. And this is happening because 2027 is here with us. It's not very far. Rigathi Gachagua will need the support of his people, brothers and sisters. And William Ruto will also need the support of his brothers and sisters. And you can see that William Ruto is busy embracing his people, so that when that time comes, they will easily, I know you will just get to them and tell them, let us unite together. But Rigathi Gachagua will not find it easy, because the onslaught against Uhuru's Northland Farm, the onslaught against Mama Ngina, and his reckless talks about donating land that he believes was stolen from the Mau Mau. I know he's been speaking a whole lot of things, and this has really divided Mount Kenya. There are those people who really, they don't support Uhuru Kenyatta. But then when it comes to this kind of unnecessary frustrations, they come up and air their views. I heard Jimmy Wanjigi, a man who is not in good terms with Uhuru Kenyatta. You know, they were once friends and buddies, but they fell out, I think, in the second term of Uhuru Kenyatta. And so they are not friends, but he does not support these frustrations. And he had even warned the government against frustrating Uhuru Kenyatta. So Mount Kenya is divided, and this tells you that Rigathi Gachagua will find it very difficult. In his bid to unite Mount Kenya, he is also trampling on others, especially those whom he feels will be rivals, those who can give him a run for his money. I remember sometimes back, Mongo area was also saying, it was accusing Rigathi Gachagua of playing him victim. There was a time Mongo area's wife was being followed up for some cases, and Mongo area said that he can point a finger to Rigathi Gachagua's office. And this tells you that Rigathi Gachagua is fighting his siblings, and William Ruto is happy about this. And this is the reason why today, when Kanini Kega had hoped for the support of Rigathi Gachagua, he had hoped for the support of the police to disrupt this meeting. It has not happened. But I know it caught them by surprise that the Nairobi police boss, who's in charge of Nairobi security, just came out and announced that they are going to offer full security to Uhuru Kenyatta, to Raila Amolo Odinga, and all the delegates that are there. And they might just go to the drawing board, and if the camp that is led by Rigathi Gachagua cannot read between the lines, then they will be caught by even more surprises. Uhuru Kenyatta is going to use this opportunity to purge the perceived rebels, because everyone knows that this is also an attempt to take away the Jubilee Party from Uhuru Kenyatta. You know, the plans by Rigathi Gachagua and Ruto by extension, and I'm not saying that Ruto is not in this program, he is there and is part and parcel of the machinations of this, but he wants Rigathi Gachagua to take center stage, to lead all these things. And so the plan is to reduce Uhuru Kenyatta to ashes. No party, no say, intimidation, just to ensure that they show him that power is gone, and now wao ndio wa kusema, wao ndio wenye kusema. That's what they want to show, Uhuru Kenyatta. But then I think there is a limit that William Ruto knows he has to reach. There's a limit that he does not want to stretch further. But you see, if you've seen our deputy Rigathi Gachagua has no limit. He wants to finish you completely. So Uhuru Kenyatta will be using this opportunity to purge Kanini Kega, Sabina Chege, Eden Kainan, and he wants to ensure that he salvages what is remaining. The truth, ladies and gentlemen, if you ask me, is that Uhuru Kenyatta is acting naive. He's acting a bit weak. This is what we have been told before. William Ruto once told us that when David Maraga nullified the elections, Uhuru Kenyatta was in State House alone, and thinking of going back to Chaweri. He wanted to give up. That is why he says he almost slapped him. And we also understand, because it was reported even in the mainstream media, that when they had been summoned to The Hague, Uhuru Kenyatta had lost it and he wanted to go back. He did not want to run, and that is why they settled on Musalia Mudavadi. And remember the name of DVD when Uhuru came, I think after he had been talked out of this, and they were told that if you don't run as a president, then you will be held at The Hague. And they made him see the sense that if he ran for office, if he contested for the office of the president, then this will give him powers and this will shield him from The Hague. And then he came back and said that he does not know. He didn't know where the devil came from. He didn't know who cheated him about selecting David. So he is a weak man at some point. When he's in a crisis, he tends to give up easily. This is what happened because they had studied and realized that Uhuru is weak and they wanted to take by force the Jubilee. But Uhuru wants to salvage. I think he has woken up from his slumber and is trying everything. The other day, he went to the offices when it was being surrounded by the police, and you remember telling them, Tokeni hapa, we're not moving out of this place until you go out. It's like some people are giving him some power, the audacity, and today it is expected that he might just seal Kanini, Kega and the group's fate. So I wonder whether they will get support from Madam Anne Deritu, but basically they will seal the fate. The other day, Kanini, Kega and the group suspended Vice Chair David Murade. They suspended Secretary General Jeremiah Kioni, but they might just reverse that decision today. They might fail to ratify because it was supposed to be brought here to be ratified. I think they will overturn and they will entrench themselves. Uhuru Kenyatta seeks to entrench his authority. And let me tell you something. William Ruto might just want Uhuru Kenyatta to retain his party to checkmate Rigathi Gachagua, because one thing he knows, the day Rigathi Gachagua will, one thing he knows is that the day Rigathi Gachagua will succeed in uniting Mount Kenya, then Ruto will be in trouble. So he wants a kind of divided Mount Kenya, who will still vote for him, but will not root towards Rigathi Gachagua. And so, ladies and gentlemen, Kanini, Kega has been disappointed. They did not expect that the government would allow this to take place. People had expected some kind of disruption. They had expected that the police would, throw tear gas. But this has not happened, and it tells you that Kanini, Kega must be very careful. And let's wait and see. But I think Uhuru Kenyatta will succeed in salvaging his party. I don't know what to think, but that is my take.